Hello and a warm welcome, students. Today we are going to study Act 5, Scene 1 of The Tempest, and I'm also going to make sure that you people have the important lines and keywords which would be necessary for you to study for your upcoming ISC examination. So let's begin. We know that this is the last act, and this is the act, as is the case with Shakespeare's plays. This is the act where things would get wrapped up, and that is why it is important, because it shows us how the resolution will come about, how everything will come to an end. And especially with reference to Prospero's character, this scene is pretty important because it shows us how or what changes have come into how Prospero has changed, and what changes have come into his character, and how he lets go of this revenge and plot that he had in his mind ever since the beginning of the play, and how he has changed, and how everything comes to an end, and how the play comes to a happy resolution in a way. Okay. Before Prospero's cell, enter Prospero in his magic robes and Ariel. So now we know Prospero is in his magic robe. So what does this tell us, students? That tell us that Prospero is now playing the role of the magician. He's going to be playing the role of the magician, and this, why is it important? Because this is the last time he's going to be playing the role of the magician. And also students, this is important for your understanding. ये ज़रूरी है आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए कि आप समझो कि ये सीन क्या है. ये scene वो scene है. This is the scene that actually focuses on the relationship between Ariel and Prospero as well. Throughout the entire play हमने notice किया है कैसे Prospero ने कैसे Ariel ने Prospero के अलग अलग काम किया है. In fact Act 3 Scene 1 में when he sees Scene 2 में when he sees कि Caliban, Stefano and Trinculo are plotting against Prospero. He says thou liest. So kaise he has been a very loyal servant, attendant to Prospero, and this is the scene where we see how much of that loyalty is repaid back to Ariel. उसे कितनी loyalty है, जो उसकी loyalty के in exchange of his loyalty, how much is it that Prospero does for him, and we see that. So it's also a resolution to Prospero's and Ariel relationship. And if we are to get a question on the relationship between Prospero and Ariel, then this would be the area where we would focus on. हम यहाँ पे focus करेंगे 3, 4, 5 में तो focus करेंगे, पर यहाँ पे भी focus करेंगे कैसे by the end, what is happening by the end. The play, when the play comes to end, Prospero is keeping his promise. Okay, Prospero. Now does my project gather to a head, my charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage, how's the ray? Now does my project gather to the end? The project that he is talking about is the project that he wishes to that he had endeavored to take, that is bringing those people, bringing Alonso and the other people here on this island, Ferdinand and Miranda getting married, him going back and getting his dukedom back. So now does my project gather to a head? It has reached its topmost level. It has reached its head. It has reached its climax. It has reached its point where everything was almost set and done. My charms crack not, his charms crack not, his magic fails not. My spirits obey, his spirits are obeying him, and time goes upright with his carriage. And time goes upright with his carriage as time is appropriate. The time is something that is appropriate to this whole plan. How's the day? What time is it? On the 6th hour. So Ariel says it's the 6th hour. At which time, my lord, you said our work should cease. So at which time, my lord, you said that our work would stop. I did say so. And he's saying, yes, definitely I did say so. When I first read the Tempest, say my spirit, how fares the kings and the followers. So yes, I did say so. And when I first raised the Tempest, when I first started this Tempest, say my spirit, how fares the king, how are the kings and his followers? And then Ariel says, confined together, they have been put together, they have been jailed together, they have been prisoned together in the same fashion, in the same way as you gave in charge, as you ordered me. जैसे आपने मुझे order किया था, उसी तरीके से मैंने क्या किया है, उसी तरीके से मैंने उनको imprison कर दिया, उनको कैद कर दिया है, just as you left them, जैसे आपने उनको छोड़ा था. All the prisoners, sir, in the lion grove which weather fends your cell, in the lion grove of lion which weather fends your cell, which weather protects your cell, your house from the the lime grove protects you in the same cell, sorry, in the same place, in the same lime grove, जिससे आपकी घर को क्या होता है, protection मिलती है, in which weather fends your cell. They cannot budge till you release. They cannot budge. budge बच्चे हम लोग को already पता है, budge means to not move an inch. So they cannot move an inch. They cannot move at all till you are released, till you have released them. The king, his brother and yours, the king, his brother and yours, all three of them abide, all three distracted. Distracted, they're not mentally stable, they're in a state of blurred, they're in a blurred state, their mind is in blurred state, they're in a hazy state of mind, and the remainder mourning over them, and the rest of the people are crying for them, brimful of sorrow. मतलब sorrow का level कहाँ तक पहुँच चुका है? sorrow का level brim तक पहुँच चुका है. It has reached till its top, brimful of sorrow and dismay, hopelessness, but chiefly him that you term sir, and chief, but specifically the one that you called the good old Gonzalo, the one. So here again MCQ question, or important for us in our examination point to write from, to quote in our answer, the one that you have called the good old Lord Gonzalo, his tears run down his beards. His tears are actually running down his beards like winter's drops, like how the icicles run on the icicles run down on winter, they melt and they run down. Similarly, his tears are also running down. Yeah. So just like how tears run down from the, from the projection of the roof, from the side part, from the where the roof comes out, just like that, what has happened? Yeah. Just like how icicles melt from the projection of the roof, similarly the tears are, so here the tears that is running down the beard of Gonzalo is compared to the icicles that melts from the corner of the roof, melts from the projection of the roof. That if you, from the eaves of the reeds, your charm so strongly works them, your spell has worked on them so strongly, your spell has such an influence over them, itni influence hai, that if you beheld them, that if you actually held them, if you hugged them, your affections would become tender. So your affections, your feelings, your emotions would become soft. You'd feel mercy for them, you'll feel kindness for them. So if you would see them now, you'll feel kindness, you'll feel mercy for them. So again, hinting at Ariel's character, like Ariel as a spirit, not only is he loyal, so when we are writing our answer on Ariel's character, is he not only loyal, but he's also someone who's loyal to his master, but also someone who feels emotions. Okay. Prospero, dost thou think so, spirit? Dost thou think so, spirit? Do you think so, spirit? Mine would, sir, were I a human. If I were a human, then I'd definitely feel for them. Then I'd definitely feel emotional for them. That I'd definitely feel sentimental for them, merciful for them. And mine shall. So again, very important here is, what does he say? And mine shall. And mine shall means what? Yes, he's talking about, just a second, student. And mine shall, what is he talking about? He's talking about the fact that how, mine shall, he's talking about how, he's hinting at that how he's now slowly and gradually going to let go of the revenge, and he's going to forgive them, and he's going to make sure that he gets them safe home. And mine shall, hast thou which art but air, a touch, a feeling of the affliction. Hast thou, you are just what? You are which art but air, you're just but air, you're a spirit. You are not a human, you're a spirit. Which art thou but air. Again, when you're writing your answer, students, for describing Ariel anyway, you could just write he's nothing but air. Okay, he's, or in the words of Prospero, he's nothing but air. A touch, a feeling of the afflictions. Hast thou which art but air, a touch of feeling. You got a sense, you got you understood, you contemplated, you were moved by the feelings of the affliction, you were moved by that feeling. And shall not myself of, and since you were moved by their state, and me shall not myself one of their kind. I am someone who's of their kind only. I am also human, their kind. They are relish as all as sharply passion as they, that experience the same feelings as they do. Be kindlier moved than thou art. Wouldn't I be moved with compassion? Wouldn't I be moved with kindness? If then you than thou art, then you have. Wouldn't I be also moved? Similarly, wouldn't I be moved? More more kindlier way. So again, very important to hear is kindlier. So with more compassion wouldn't I me move. Though with their high wrongs I'm struck too quick. Though with their high wrongs I'm struck too quick. The wrongs that they have done, the bad things, जो बुरे चीज़ उन्होंने हमारे साथ किया है, मेरे साथ किया है. Though with their high wrongs I'm struck too quick. I'm struck too quick. I feel very hurt. मैं deeply hurt हुआ हूँ. Yet with my nobler reasons against my fury. Yet what am I going to do? I'm going to use my nobler reasons. I'm going to use reasons against my fury, against my anger, against my passion. I'm going to use what? I'm going to use my logic. I'm going to use my reasons. Yet again, my nobler reasons against my fury do I take part. So I'm going to do what? I am going to make sure that I approach this matter with nobler reasons that against my fury, against his anger. He's going to do what? He's going to use his nobler reasons. The rarer action in virtue than in vengeance. Very important lines, kids. The rarer action in virtue than in vengeance. The rarer action क्या है? Virtue में है than vengeance and vengeance. What does he mean by vengeance here? That the rarer action is in forgiveness than taking revenge. Revenge लेने से better rarer action क्या है? Virtue में है, forgiveness में. Then being penitent. Okay, they being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose dot extend. So the fact that they're penitent, the fact that they're repenting, the fact that they that they are regretting the fact that they're regretting that they have done wrong, the sole drift of my purpose dot extend. The sole drift, the only problem, the only purpose that I had in life, the only thing that I wanted in the only thing that I wanted here was that I wanted them to feel regretful, I wanted them to feel repentant, and that they have done. The sole drift of my purpose dot extend, not a frown further. So I did not want anything else, but the only thing that I wanted was कि इन लोगों को regret feel हो, इन लोगों को बुरा feel हो, इन लोगों को शर्मिंदगी आए that they have done something wrong, this kind of wrong with Prospero. Go release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll store. So my magic spell, I'll take away my magic spell, I'll break away my magic spell. Their senses I'll store, their state of mind, the right state of mind I'll restore, I'll bring back, and they shall be themselves, and they will turn to themselves. Now here it is important to know, not only they shall be themselves, यहाँ पे they shall be themselves तो उनका है, but also hinting at, Shakespeare is hinting at the resolution, how everything is going back to place. कैसे सब कुछ through the words of Prospero, through the character of Prospero, is hinting at how the play is coming to an end and how everything will be back to themselves. I'll fetch them, sir. I'll get them, sir. Ye elves of hills and brooks. Now this is important. Ye elves of hills and brooks, standing tails and groves, and ye that on sands with princeless foot do chase the nebbing Neptune and do fly him. So ye elves, he's telling it to elves of that is there on brooks. Elves here means spirits that are there on brooks, on lakes and groves, and ye that stands on sands, that are there on sands with printless foots, because they are elves, because they are spirits or because they are elves, so they leave no print. उनके sand में कोई print नहीं होता. With printless fruits do chase the ebbing Neptune. Why here Neptune? Because Neptune is what? Neptune is the god of the sea, and ebbing means the tide that is coming. So the tide that comes and goes. So उनको जो chase करते हैं ebbing Neptune, and do fly him when he comes back. And when the tide is coming back, you leave him. Fly means you leave him. When he comes back, you demi-puppets. So you demi-puppets means small creature. By moonshine do green sour ringlets makes, who make green sour ringlets, जो grass पे you make this ringlet, आप जो rings बनाते हो grass पे, green sour ringlets make, whereof you not bites and you chose of pastime. So what do? You make green rings on the grass when you dance in the circle. आप क्या करते हो? Green ring बनाते हो. Whereof you not bites. You means आपका whereof you not bites, and you whose pastime is to make midnight mushroom. So whereof you not bites, and आप क्या whereof the ewe not bites. Whereof the ewe is not biting, and what is it? Yeah. So students, where these demi puppets who do what, who make tiny creature, who do what, they make rings on the grass where the female lamb, female sheep doesn't bite, where doesn't eat that part. You just go around and you do what, you actually make green circle there. And you whose pastime is to make midnight mushroom, you whose job is to make the what, your pastime is to make the midnight mushroom, to make mushrooms at midnight, that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew means bell, curfew bell, evening bell, that rejoice when you hear the evening bell. By whose aid, weak masters though you be, by whose aid, by whose help, weak masters though you be, though you could be weak masters, I have bedimmed the noontide, I've made the noontide dim, I've dimmed the noontide, call for the mutinous wind, mutinous rebelling wind, strong wind, and twixt the green sea and azured world. Azured world here means twixt the green sea, between the green sea and the bright blue sky. Azured world, set roaring war. He's referring to what? Again, Tempest, set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire. I have given fire, lightning to the thunder. The rifted Jove stout oak with his own bolt. The rifted Jove stout oak with his own bolt. I have split. Jove here means Jupiter. I have split the Jove stout oak with the thunderbolt. I have split the Jove stout oak, the oak tree. I have split with his own bolt. The strong base promontory have I made shake. The highland that that comes into the sea, I have shaken that highland. The strong base promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked the pine and the cedar. And have done that. By the roots have plucked the trees, strong trees like pine and cedar. Graves at my command have waked their sleeps. At my command graves have opened, and the dead have come out. Open and let them forth by my so potent art, by my powerful art, by my magic. But this rough magic I here abjured, but this magic I am giving up. And when I have required some heavenly music, when I have made available, when I have provided some heavenly music, which even now I do, now, जो मुझे अभी भी ज़रूरत है, to work mine end upon their senses, to work my end, to carry, make sure that their work mind, that the senses, the senses of those whose benefit, for whose benefit this magic spell is intended, to work on them. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required and when I have provided some heavenly music, which I do even now, जो मुझे अभी भी ज़रूरत है, to work end upon their senses, that the airy charm is for. तो उनके लिए किस लिए ज़रूरत है? उनके लिए कि उनके सेंसेस को रिस्टोर करने के लिए, जिनके ऊपर मैंने क्या किया, जिनके ऊपर मैंने मैजिक किया. सो द सेंसेस ऑफ दोज आई नीड फॉर व्हाट, द सेंसेस ऑफ दोज फॉर हुज बेनिफिट दिस मैजिक स्पेल, जिसके लिए मैजिक किया, उनको ब्रेक करने के लिए आई नीड दैट म्यूजिक. आई ब्रेक माई स्टाफ. सो स्टाफ हियर इज रेफरिंग टू हिज मैजिक वॉन्ड, हिज स्पार, symbol of his spar here. Bury it in certain fathoms in the earth. So I'll bury it in the certain fathoms. Fathoms here means 6 feet. So bury it 6 feet under the earth. And deeper than ever did plummet sound. Plummet is basically plummet is a device for measuring the depth of water. So a device that goes deeper. So I'll do what, even deeper than the plummet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drown my book. I'm going to keep my book even deeper than that. Re-enter Ariel, solemn music. Re-enter Ariel. After him Alonso with frantic gesture. He's very frantic. He's in a distracted state of mind, attended by Gonzalo, Sebastian, and Antonio is in the same manner, attended by Adrian and Francisco. They all enter the circle which Prospero had made, and there they stand charmed, and Prospero observing. When Prospero sees that, he speaks. A solemn air and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy, cure thy brains. A solemn air, solemn music, as he has said a few lines before, that he need the music to break the charms. So solemn music and the best comforter to which is the best comfort to an unsettled fancy, distracted imagination, distracted brain, distracted mind. Cure thy brains, let your brains come back, let you return to that stable state. Now useless, boiled within thy skill. Now this brain which is useless, boiled within the skill, which is inhabiting within your skill, which is consumed within your skull, now it is useless. Let this music make it back to its original state, restore it back to its original state. There stand for you are spell stop. There stand for you are spell stop. You're stopped by the music. You stopped by the magic. You are controlled by the magic. Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, my eyes even sociable to the show of thine. Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, my eyes even responding to the sociable show of mine. Fall fellowly drops, the drops of tears. It's responding to that. I feel bad for you. The charms dissolve apace. The charm is losing its influence, and as the morning steals upon night, जैसे सुबह रात के ऊपर रात खत्म होती है और सुबह आती है, वैसे ही melting into the darkness, जैसे morning क्या करती है, night के ऊपर आती है और darkness को melt कर देती है, slowly darkness को melt करके उसको खत्म कर देती है, वैसे ही their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes. जो fumes मतलब क्या होता है बच्चा, धुआं, smoke. So वैसे ही उनकी rising senses क्या हो रही है, वो ignorant fumes जो है, जो डिस्ट्रैक्शन है, डिल्यूजन है, जैसे आपके पैराफ्रेज में गया, तो इग्नोरेंट फ्यूम्स जो ब्लड स्टेट है, धुआं वाली स्टेट है, उसको क्या कर रही है, दैट मैंटल द क्लियर रीजन, मैंटल द क्लियर, जो उनकी क्लियर रीजन को मैंटल कर चुका है, क्राउड कर चुका है, कवर कर चुका है, वो क्या होगा, वो आहिस्ते से हट जाएगा. जैसे ही रात आहिस्ते से हट जाती है, मेल्ट हो जाती है इन द मॉर्निंग, सिमिलरली उनकी चार्म्स भी, उनकी स्टेट ऑफ माइंड भी, देयर माइंड, देयर फैंसी, देयर माइंड्स एंड देयर फैंसी, द इमेजिनेशन would fall away and would be melted, just like how ignorant fumes distracted mind, उनका जो ब्लर्ड माइंड है वो हट जाएगा और उनको क्लियर रीजन को स्पेस दे देगा. ओ गुड गोंजालो माई ट्रू प्रिजर्वर, गुड गोंजालो माई ट्रू प्रिजर्वर, माई लॉयल पर्सन, माई पर्सन हु हैड हेल्प मी, टू हिम यू फॉलोज, to whom you follow, O good Gonzalo, my true and a loyal sir, you're loyal sir to whom? You're loyal sir to the person you follow, you're loyal to the person that you follow, that is referring to the king. Or I'll pay thy grace home both in world and deed. So I'll pay thy grace, I'll repay you grace, I'll give you virtues, I'll both in world and word and deed, not only through my words but also through my action. Most cruelly did thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. In a most cruel manner you used me, you exploited me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in this act. Furtherer means the one who actually helped him, the one who took this action further. Thou art pinched for it now. Thou art pinched, thou art punished for it now. Thou art being punished for it now. You are afflicted for it now. Sebastian, flesh and blood. Sebastian, you are my flesh and blood. You are my brother. That entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature. That entertained ambition, जिसने ambition को entertain किया था. Ambition जिसके लिए important है, for whom ambition became important, who cherished ambition, expelled remorse and nature. Now expelling what? Remorse, sadness, regretfulness and nature, who with Sebastian, whose inward pinches therefore are most strong, inward pinches the the regret that they are feeling, and nature, who with Sebastian, whose inward pinches regret is most strong, would here have had killed your king. He would have done what? He would have actually killed your king. I do forgive thee. Unnatural thou art, although you are unnatural, your feelings are not natural, because you wish to do what? You wish to kill the king, or you actually usurped your brother's dukedom. Unnatural thou art, I am forgiving you. Their understanding begins to swell, their understanding is returning back, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore. Approaching tide means the reasonable shore, the reason, the mind. Shore here means the mind, shore of their mind. The shore of the mind would be filled with what? Filled with reason. Will be filled with their mind, will be filled with the right state of mind. उनका दिमाग सही हो जाएगा, उनकी reason वापस आ जाएगी. On the shore of the sea, here the mind is compared to shore of the sea. On the shore of the sea, their reasoning, approaching tide will fill. अप्रोचिंग टाइड क्या करेगा? उनके माइंड को रीजन के साथ फिल कर देगा. दैट नाउ लाइज फाउल एंड मडी, जो भी फाउल एंड मडी लाई करता है जो शोर, वो क्या होगा? अप्रोचिंग टाइड के साथ, अप्रोचिंग रीजन के साथ फिल हो जाएगा. नॉट वन ऑफ देम दैट येट लुक्स ऑन मी, नॉट वन ऑफ देम कैन नाउ लुक एट मी, और कैन लुक एट मी, कैन नो दैट आई एम देयर, और वुड नो मी. Ariel, fetch me that hat and rapier in the cell. So fetch me that hat, and rapier means dagger, small sword. I'll disrobe my magic and myself present. So again, now from the role of a magician and a person who plotted and planned all of this, he is stepping into the role of being a noble man that he was. Now he is going into that other role. So very important is how the roles are being changed. एक magician वाले role से अब वो क्या आ रहा है? अब वो अपने noble status वाले role में, the noble status that he had, now he is going to Prospero the Duke. He is going to that, I mean shortly he'll become the Duke. अभी बना नहीं है, but he'll shortly step into that role. Okay, I and myself present as I was sometime, जैसे वो बोले as I was sometime in Milan, quickly spirit thou shalt ere long free. Quickly spirit comes quick, thou shalt ere long free. Before, ere means before, thou shalt ere long free. Before long you would be free. Okay, re-enter aerials while helping to attire Prospero. Attire, and what is he singing? Where the bee sucks, there sucks I. Where the bee goes, I goes there. In the cowslip's bell I lie, in the flower's bell I lie. There I couch when owls do cry. There I no couch, there I hide where owls do cry. On the bat's back I fly. So he's a spirit. He's a spirit. On the back's back I do fly. And after the summer, merrily, merrily I shall live now under the blossom that hangs on the bough. So under the shade of the flowers that is hanging on the bough, I will live merrily, merrily. Okay, so students, I'll leave till here. In the next part of this video, we'll continue with the explanation. As you can see, by and by, when I was reaching certain parts, मैं आपको बता रही थी कौन से important है, क्या है, कैसा है, and आपको कैसे use करना है. Next part में also highlight those words. some कुछ highlight आपको मैंने करवाया. As I was sometimes villain, as I was sometimes Milan, set roaring war, and they shall be themselves, and mine shall. Some I have made, and the rest I will continue with in the next video. I hope you liked my video. Do comment down any problems, any issues you have, or anything that you would wish me to do for you, or any help that you seek for me. Keep studying, keep working hard, and make sure that you get the best marks out there for your upcoming ISC examination. Good luck, take care, bye bye.